Self-improvement is not about making one big leap that changes everything overnight. It's about small, consistent steps that compound over time into something extraordinary. Every successful person you admire didn't just wake up one day transformed. They grew little by little, day after day. The truth is, your life changes when your habits change. Success, confidence, and fulfillment are not built in one dramatic moment. They're the result of the small choices you make every single day. And the best part, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be committed to getting a little better than you were yesterday. In this audiobook, How to Improve Yourself Every Day, we'll explore practical strategies that will help you take control of your growth, build better habits, strengthen your mindset, and create a life that reflects your full potential. You'll learn how to use the power of consistency, self-awareness, and discipline to make lasting improvements in every area of your life. Whether you want to boost your productivity, sharpen your skills, improve your relationships, or simply feel more fulfilled, this journey will guide you through the process of daily progress. Remember, success doesn't belong to those who rush. It belongs to those who persist. So let's begin this journey together. With small, intentional steps, you'll discover how powerful it is to improve yourself every day. How to Improve Yourself Every Day. Written and published by ReadFlow Audiobook. Chapter 1. The Power of Small Steps. Self-improvement is often misunderstood. When people imagine changing their lives, they picture massive, dramatic shifts. Quitting a job overnight, moving to a new city, adopting an extreme routine, or reinventing themselves completely. These visions sound exciting, but they are also overwhelming, intimidating, and for most people unsustainable. The real secret to transformation is much simpler. Small steps, repeated daily. Think of improvement as a staircase. The top of the staircase might represent your ideal self. Healthier, wealthier, more confident, more disciplined. But you cannot jump from the bottom to the top in one leap. You have to climb one step at a time. Each step seems small on its own, almost insignificant. But taken together, they build unstoppable momentum. This is the power of small steps, the principle that small actions, consistently repeated, compound over time into extraordinary results. Why small steps work better than big leaps. They reduce overwhelm. Trying to overhaul your entire life in one go is exhausting, but committing to small, manageable actions, like drinking an extra glass of water, writing for 10 minutes, or reading 2 pages a day, feels achievable. You don't need massive willpower to do something small. They build confidence through wins. Each small success reinforces the belief that you are capable of change. That momentum is powerful. If you decide to walk 10 minutes a day and stick to it, you feel proud, and that pride fuels bigger wins. They compound over time. Just like money grows through compound interest, habits compound in life. Reading just 10 pages daily equals over 3,600 pages a year, more than 12 books. Running 1 mile a day adds up to 365 miles a year. Tiny steps today become massive progress tomorrow. They rewire your identity. Habits aren't just about what you do. They shape who you become. Writing a little every day doesn't just produce words. It makes you a writer. Saving small amounts doesn't just build money. It makes you someone who values financial security. Every small step is a vote for the kind of person you want to be. The psychology behind small steps. Human motivation works like this. Big goals excite us, but they also scare us. The brain resists change that feels too difficult or threatening. That's why most New Year's resolutions fail. They demand too much too quickly. Small steps, however, bypass this resistance. They lower the barrier to entry. You don't need to summon enormous motivation to floss 1 tooth, write 1 sentence, or walk for 5 minutes. Yet these tiny acts often lead to more. You tell yourself, I've already started. I might as well keep going. This phenomenon is known as the starting effect. The hardest part of any task is beginning. Once you start, momentum carries you forward. Small steps guarantee you start. Practical examples of small steps. Often 1 becomes 2, and 2 becomes 10. Learning. Don't aim to read for hours. Read 1 page a day, Over a year, that's 365 pages, the length of an entire book. Productivity. Instead of overhauling your entire schedule, start by writing a daily to-do list with just the top 3 tasks. Finances. If saving 20% of your income feels impossible, start with 1%. What matters is not the amount but the habit. Mindset. Instead of meditating for 30 minutes, sit quietly for 1. 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 5. The magic of compounding effort. The philosopher Will Durant summarized Aristotle's wisdom perfectly. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Consider this. If you get just 1% better every day, by the end of a year, you will be 37 times better. That's the math of compound growth applied to your life. But the reverse is also true. If you get 1% worse each day through neglect or bad habits, you won't just stay the same, you'll decline. This is why the little things matter. They don't just add up, they multiply. How to apply the power of small steps today. Choose one area of focus. Don't try to fix everything at once. Pick one domain: health, mindset, career, relationships, or finances, and start there. Shrink the goal. Make the first step so small it feels almost laughable. If you want to start exercising, your first step might be just putting on workout shoes. Anchor to existing habits. Attach the new small step to something you already do daily. For example, after I brush my teeth, I'll floss 1 tooth. After I make coffee, I'll write 1 sentence. After I sit down at my desk, I'll review my top 3 tasks. Track progress, not perfection. Progress is the aim, not perfection. Missing a day doesn't erase your effort. The key is to return to your step as quickly as possible. Final thought for Chapter 1. Improvement isn't about radical overnight transformation. It's about the quiet, consistent work of small steps. They might feel ordinary in the moment, but they are extraordinary in their result. When you focus on improving just a little bit each day, you change your future in ways that are almost unimaginable today. The small step you take today might look tiny, but it could be the step that changes the entire course of your life. Chapter 2. The mindset shift that changes everything. If Chapter 1 was about the mechanics of growth, small steps and compounding effort, then Chapter 2 is about the engine that powers it, your mindset. Mindset is not just how you think, it's how you interpret challenges, setbacks, and opportunities. It determines whether you see obstacles as roadblocks or stepping stones. In fact, psychologists agree that mindset is often the single most important predictor of success. You can have talent, resources, or even the best plan in the world, but if your mindset is weak, defeat will always feel permanent. Conversely, with the right mindset, even when you lack resources, you find a way forward. Fixed growth mindset. The concept of mindset was popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, who described 2 types. Fixed mindset believes abilities and intelligence are static, avoids challenges for fear of failure, sees effort as useless. If I were talented, it would be easy. Quits easily when things get hard. Growth mindset believes abilities can be developed through effort and learning, embraces challenges as opportunities to grow, sees effort as the path to mastery, learns from feedback and persists despite setbacks. The difference between the two is life-changing. With a fixed mindset, every failure feels like a verdict on your identity. With a growth mindset, every failure feels like feedback. One traps you, the other frees you. The lens of interpretation. Here's the truth. You don't experience life as it is. You experience life through the lens of your mindset. Someone with a fixed mindset gets rejected from a job and thinks, I'll never be good enough. Someone with a growth mindset gets rejected and thinks, I need to sharpen my skills and try again. The event is the same. The difference is interpretation. Your mindset acts like a filter that colors every experience. Shifting into growth mode. So how do you shift from fixed to growth mindset? It's not about pretending everything is easy. It's about reframing how you view effort, struggle, and failure. Redefine failure. Instead of I failed, say, this is part of the process. I failed today, but I'm not a failure. Remember, failure is feedback, nothing more. Embrace the power of yet. Add the word yet to your vocabulary. I can't do this yet. I'm not skilled enough yet. That single word shifts your brain from finality to possibility. Celebrate effort, not just outcomes. Outcomes are influenced by luck, timing, and other people. Effort is always within your control. Train yourself to feel proud of showing up and doing the work, regardless of the result. Ask better questions. Instead of asking why me, ask, could I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? What is the next step forward? Better questions create better answers, and better answers create better results. Practical growth mindset. Exercises. Daily reframe journal. Each night, write down one setback you faced and reframe it into a lesson. Over time, this trains your brain to automatically see challenges as growth opportunity. Seek discomfort. Deliberately do one thing each week that stretches you. A difficult conversation, a new skill, or even a new workout. Growth mindset thrives on discomfort because it means you're expanding. Surround yourself with growth thinkers. The people around you influence your mindset. If everyone in your circle complains, avoids risk, and fears failure, it will rub off on you. Seek out people who challenge themselves, try new things, and celebrate growth. The mindset identity loop. Here's something profound. Mindset shapes your identity, and identity reinforces your mindset. If you think of yourself as bad with money, you avoid financial challenges, reinforcing a fixed mindset. If you think of yourself as someone who learns, you approach financial mistakes as lessons, reinforcing a growth mindset. This creates a loop. Change your mindset, and you slowly reshape your identity. Change your identity, and your mindset strengthens. A powerful reframe. From proving to improving. Many people live life trying to prove themselves, to prove they're smart, capable, or worthy. This is rooted in a fixed mindset. It makes you defensive, afraid to look foolish, and resistant to feedback. But when you shift to improving instead of proving, everything changes. You no longer fear looking unskilled, because you see every situation as training. You no longer see feedback as an attack, because it's simply data to help you grow. The question becomes, how can I get better instead of how can I look better? Final thought for Chapter 2. Mindset is the soil in which every habit, action, and goal takes root. If your soil is toxic, filled with self-doubt, excuses, and fear, nothing can grow. But if your soil is rich, filled with resilience, curiosity, and possibility, growth becomes natural. The good news, soil can be changed. Mindset can be rewired, and once you shift into a true growth mindset, every challenge in life transforms from a threat into an opportunity. That is the mindset shift that changes everything. Chapter 3. Building habits that stick. If mindset is the soil, then habits are the seeds you plant in it. They determine what grows in your life: success, discipline, focus, or on the other hand, procrastination, distraction, and regret. The reality is this: your life today is the sum of your habits. Your energy, your productivity, your relationships, even your financial situation, they are not random. They are reflections of what you consistently do, not what you occasionally attempt. That's why mastering habits is not just helpful, it's non-negotiable if you want to improve yourself every day. Why habits matter more than motivation. We've all had days where we feel inspired, excited, ready to conquer the world, only to lose steam a few days later. Motivation is like a spark. It lights you up, but fades quickly. Habits are different. They are systems built to run on autopilot. Once you establish a habit, you no longer rely on fleeting motivation. You rely on structure. As author James Clear says, you do not to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Your habits are your system. If you want better results, stop chasing motivation and start building habits. The science of habit formation. Researchers identify 3 main components of any habit. Habit, cue, trigger. The event that tells your brain, it's time to do this behavior. Example, you wake up. That's the cue for brushing your teeth. Routine behavior. the action itself. Example, you actually brush your teeth. Habit. Reward. Satisfaction. The benefit your brain gets, reinforcing the habit. Habit. Example, clean mouth, fresh feeling. This is called the habit loop. The brain repeats what feels rewarding. That's why bad habits stick so easily. Junk food, scrolling social media, procrastination, they provide instant rewards. The key is to design habit loops intentionally. How to build habits that last. Let's break this down into actionable strategies. Habit. Start small, very small. The mistake most people make is going too big. They decide to meditate for 30 minutes, exercise for an hour, or read 50 pages daily. It's overwhelming, so they quit. Instead, habit. Meditate for 2 minutes, do 5 push-ups. Habit. Read 1 page. The goal isn't impressive progress at first, it's consistency. Small habits compound into massive change. Stack habits. Connect a new habit to an existing one. This is called habit stacking. Formula. After current habit, I will new habit. Habit. After I brush my teeth, I will journal 1 sentence. After I pour my morning coffee, I will read for 5 minutes. Linking habits reduces decision fatigue. Make it easy. If a habit is difficult, you'll avoid it. Remove friction. Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Keep a water bottle on your desk. Place a book on your pillow so you read before bed. Small tweaks remove barriers. Make it satisfying. Your brain needs to feel rewarded. Track your progress with checkmarks or apps. Celebrate small wins. Pair habits with something enjoyable. Listen to music while exercising. Satisfaction locks the habit in. If you want to improve daily, you must break the cycles that keep you stuck. The same habit loop works in reverse. Remove the cue. If you snack when you see chips in the kitchen, stop buying them. Increase friction. Make the bad habit harder. Delete apps from your phone. Put your TV remote in another room. Replace, don't erase. The brain hates a vacuum. Instead of just quitting, swap the bad habit for a better one. Example, replace late-night scrolling with stretching or reading. The compound power of habits. Think of habits like compound interest. A small change today might feel insignificant, but over time it becomes transformative. Daily choices seem invisible in the moment, but they quietly accumulate into your future. Practical habit-building exercises. The 2-minute rule. Make your new habit so small it takes less than 2 minutes. The goal isn't performance, it's to establish identity. Once you show up, you can scale. Identity-based habits. Instead of saying, I want to run 3 times a week, say, I am a runner. Instead of, I want to quit smoking, say, I am not a smoker. Your habits should reinforce your identity, because once your identity shifts, your habits become natural. Weekly habit review. Every Sunday, ask yourself, which habits are serving me? Which habits are harming me? What small tweak can I make this week? Final thought for Chapter 3. Success isn't built in grand gestures. It's built in the quiet, invisible consistency of your habits. Each small choice you make is a vote for the person you are becoming. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You need to cast enough votes consistently in the direction of your best self. Over time, your habits will shape you into someone unrecognizable compared to where you started. That is the power of building habits that stick. Chapter 4. Mastering self-discipline and consistency. If habits are the seeds of growth, then self-discipline is the sunlight and water that keep those seeds alive. Without consistency, even the best pipes wither away. This chapter is about learning to show up, not just when it's convenient or exciting, but every single day, even when motivation is nowhere to be found. The truth about self-discipline. Most people imagine discipline as a harsh, punishing force, a drill sergeant screaming at you to push harder. But real self-discipline is something much gentler and smarter. It's the art of making choices today that your future self will thank you for. Discipline is not about restriction. It's about freedom. Freedom from procrastination. Every time you practice discipline, you are teaching yourself that you are in control of your life, not your urges or your excuses. Consistency beats intensity. Here's a crucial truth. It's not what you do occasionally that changes your life. It's what you do consistently. Anyone can work hard for one day, 1 week, or even 1 month, but success belongs to those who keep showing up, long after the initial excitement fades. Think about it. Reading 5 pages every night beats reading 100 pages once a month. Exercising 20 minutes daily beats 1 intense workout followed by 3 weeks of inactivity. Saving $10 daily compounds far faster than waiting for the perfect time to invest. Consistency is boring. Yeah, but it is the boring things, done daily, that separate the successful from the unsuccessful. How to build unshakable discipline. Let's break it down into practical strategies. But when you're clear on your vision, discipline feels like alignment. Write down who you want to be in 5 years. Make that vision so vivid that giving in to distractions feels like betraying your future self. Remove temptations. Don't rely on willpower. Willpower is like a battery. It runs out quickly. Don't fight temptations daily. Design your environment so you don't face them at all. If you want to focus, put your phone in another room. If you want to eat better, don't buy junk food. If you want to save money, set up automatic transfers. The less temptation you face, the less discipline you need. Build routines, not decisions. Every decision drains mental energy. If you want to stay disciplined, reduce the number of decisions you make daily. Have a set morning routine. Schedule your workouts at the same time every day. Plan your meals in advance. Structure frees you to focus on what matters most. Use the power of accountability. Discipline multiplies when you're accountable to others. Join a mastermind or accountability group. Share your progress publicly. When others are watching, you're more likely to follow through. Reward progress, not perfection. Too many people give up when they miss a day or slip up. The truth is, discipline is not about perfection. It's about persistence. Celebrate progress, however small, and keep moving forward. Consistency in the face of resistance. Let's face it, there will always be days you don't feel like showing up. Days when you're tired, unmotivated, or discouraged. The secret is this: show up anyway, even if it's just at 50%. Can't run your usual 5K? Walk for 10 minutes. Can't write 1,000 words? Write 200. Can't meditate for 20 minutes? Sit for 2. Doing something, even a reduced version, keeps the chain alive. Momentum matters more than perfection. The identity shift. Becoming a disciplined person. True discipline is not about forcing yourself endlessly. It's about becoming the type of person for whom discipline feels natural. Instead of saying, "I need to work out today," shift your identity to, "I am the type of person who doesn't miss workouts." Instead of saying, "I should eat healthy," shift to, "I am the kind of person who values my body." Identity drives behavior. The stronger your identity as a disciplined person, the easier it becomes to act consistently. Practical exercises for discipline and consistency. Exercise for at least 15 minutes. Read 5 pages. Commit to never breaking them. These small actions reinforce your self-trust. The chain method. Each day you complete your habit. Mark it on a calendar. Your only job is not to break the chain. Over time, the chain becomes a visual reminder of your discipline. The 5-second rule. Whenever you feel resistance, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. Action before excuses can take hold. Final thought for Chapter 4. Discipline and consistency are not glamorous. They don't bring instant rewards, but they are the invisible glue holding all your self-improvement together. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep showing up. The small, consistent actions you take today will build the disciplined version of you tomorrow. When you embrace discipline, you don't just improve your life, you take control of it. Chapter 5. The Power of Focus. Eliminating distractions and mastering your attention. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Our phones buzz every few minutes. Emails demand instant replies. Social media consumes, and the constant noise of modern life pulls us in every direction. Yet, If there is one skill that will multiply everything else you do, it's focus. Focus is not just about paying attention, it's about protecting your time, energy, and attention from being scattered. This chapter is about regaining control of your mind so you can direct it toward the things that truly matter. Why focus is the superpower of the 21st century. We live in an age where everyone is busy, but very few are productive. Why? Because most people confuse movement with progress. They are constantly doing something but rarely making meaningful progress toward their goals. Focus is the great separator. The unfocused person works hard but goes in circles. The focused person does less but achieves more. Bill Gates once said that focus was one of the main reasons Microsoft succeeded. Warren Buffett has echoed the same. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. In other words, focus is about subtraction, not addition. The thief of distraction. Every time you get distracted, you pay a switching cost. Research shows that when you switch tasks, like checking your phone while working, it can take up to 20 minutes to fully regain concentration. Think about how many times you check your phone daily. Even 5-10 quick checks could cost you hours of deep focus every single day. Over a year, that's hundreds of wasted hours that could have been invested into your growth, business, or health. Distraction isn't harmless. It's a silent thief of your future. Practical strategies to eliminate distractions. Design your environment for focus. Keep your phone out of reach while working. Block distracting websites with tools like Freedom or Cold Turkey. Keep your workspace clean and clutter-free. Don't fight distractions with willpower. Remove them altogether. Time block your day. Schedule your most important tasks during your peak energy hours. Protect that time like a sacred appointment. No emails, no social media, no multitasking. Example, if you're most focused in the morning, block 8 a.m. 11 a.m. for deep work. The single task rule. Multitasking feels productive but is actually destructive. Instead, give 100% of your attention to one task at a time. Finish it, then move to the next. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I need to complete right now? Set clear priorities daily. Each morning, write down your top 3 priorities. These are the things that, if completed, will make the day successful. Focus on those first before handling smaller tasks. Use the Pomodoro technique. Work in cycles, 25 minutes of deep focus, followed by a 5-minute break. After 4 cycles, take a longer break. This rhythm prevents burnout while maximizing focus. Deep work versus shallow work. Cal Newport in his book Deep Work explains that shallow tasks, like emails, messages, and scrolling, may feel necessary, but they don't create real value. Deep work tasks that require concentration and skill are where breakthroughs happen. Shallow work, responding, reacting, consuming. Deep work, creating, building, innovating. The more deep work you do, the faster you move toward mastery and success. The role of energy in focus. Focus is not just about attention, it's about energy management. You can't expect deep focus if you're exhausted, stressed, or running on junk food. Sleep well. 7-8 hours improves clarity. Move your body. Even a short walk boosts mental energy. Eat clean, heavy, processed foods drain focus. Take breaks. A refreshed mind sustains longer attention. Protect your energy, and your focus will naturally sharpen. The art of saying no. Every yes you say to a distraction is a no to your goals. Learning to say no is one of the most powerful focus tools. Ask yourself before committing, does this align with my goals? Will this move me forward or hold me back? If it's not a clear yes, it's a no. Practical exercises to train focus. Daily focus practice. Each day choose one activity, like reading, writing, or working, and commit to doing it without distractions for 30 minutes. Over time, increase the duration. The attention audit. Track where your attention goes for 1 week. Write down when and how you get distracted. Awareness alone will help you cut down on wasted time. The rule of 3. At the end of each day, reflect. What are the 3 most impactful things I did today? This keeps your focus aligned with meaningful progress. In a noisy world, the ability to guard your attention is like holding a superpower. If you master focus, you won't just work harder, you'll work smarter. Remember this, you don't need more time. You need more focus. With focus, 1 hour of deep work can achieve more than a full day of shallow busyness. Your attention is your most valuable currency. Spend it wisely. Chapter 6. Building Discipline, the foundation of lasting success. Talent can open the door, but discipline is what keeps you in the room. Motivation might get you started, but it is discipline that ensures you keep going when motivation fades. This chapter is about cultivating discipline, the ability to consistently act in alignment with your goals, regardless of how you feel in the moment. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is self-respect. It's the choice to act today in a way that benefits your future self tomorrow. Why discipline matters more than motivation. Most people wait for motivation to strike before taking action. They say things like, I'll start when I feel ready. I'll go to the gym when I have energy. I'll write when inspiration comes. But here's the truth. Motivation is unreliable. It's like the weather. Sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't. If you depend on motivation, your progress will be inconsistent. Discipline, on the other hand, doesn't rely on feelings. It's a decision. It's the structure that carries you forward when motivation is nowhere to be found. Think of it this way. Motivation is the spark. Discipline is the firewood. Without firewood, the spark dies out. The cost of living without discipline. A lack of discipline doesn't just slow you down. It actively works against you. Your health declines because you give in to unhealthy cravings. Your finances suffer because you spend instead of save. Your relationships struggle because you don't control your temper. Your dreams fade because you choose comfort over consistency. Every small act of undisciplined behavior creates ripple effects that weaken your future. Discipline is the invisible bridge where you are and where you want to be. How to cultivate discipline, step by step. Start small and build gradually. Discipline grows like a muscle. You don't start with heavy weights. Begin with simple commitments you can keep. For example, wake up 15 minutes earlier. Drink water first thing in the morning. Read for 10 minutes daily. Once you master the small habits, your confidence grows, and you'll naturally handle bigger commitments. Create systems, not just goals. Goals give you direction, but systems keep you moving. For instance, goal, lose 10 pounds. System, go to the gym at 7 a.m. every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Systems make discipline automatic because they reduce the need to make decisions every day. Use the 2-minute rule. When resistance feels heavy, shrink the task. Tell yourself, I'll just do this for 2 minutes. Start small. Put on your running shoes. Write 1 sentence. Open the book. Often starting removes the hardest barrier. Set non-negotiables. Decide in advance what actions you will not compromise on, no matter what. Example. I never skip my workout twice in a row. I always save 10% of my income. Non-negotiables become anchors that hold you steady even in chaotic times. Leverage accountability. Discipline thrives in the presence of accountability. Share your commitments with someone who will hold you to your word, or use apps and groups that track progress publicly. Reward consistency, not just results. Don't wait until the big goal is achieved to feel proud. Celebrate the days you showed up, even if the progress seems small. This reinforces discipline by making the process enjoyable. The mental side of discipline. Discipline isn't just about behavior, it's about mindset. The disciplined person views obstacles differently. Instead of asking, do I feel like it? They ask, what needs to be done? Here are some powerful mindset shifts. Replace I can't with I choose not to. This reinforces power, not weakness. Stop negotiating with yourself. The more you debate whether or not to act, the easier it becomes to give in. Embrace discomfort. Growth lives on the other side of resistance. Discipline in key areas of life. Health. Eat nourishing food. Exercise regularly. And sleep consistent. Health. Discipline fuels every other area. Discipline. Finances. Save before you spend. Budget wisely and avoid debt traps. Money discipline secures freedom. Work. Show up on time. Finish what you start. And deliver excellence. Work discipline earns trust and opportunity. Mindset. Guard your thoughts. Read daily. And avoid negativity. Mental discipline strengthens resilience. Discipline compounds. The more areas of life it touches, the stronger your foundation becomes. Practical exercises to build discipline. Discomfort training. Do one thing daily that pushes you slightly outside your comfort zone. A cold shower, a difficult workout, or making an uncomfortable phone call. This builds resilience against resistance. The don't break the chain method. Track your progress on a calendar. Each day you complete your habit. Mark an X. Over time, the growing chain of X's becomes motivation to not break the streak. Night before planning. Each night, plan your next day. Write your top priorities and commitments, so you don't wake up relying on willpower. Disciplinal thought for Chapter 6. Discipline is the quiet force that creates extraordinary lives. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Small, disciplined actions repeated daily build unstoppable momentum. Remember, motivation will come and go, but discipline makes sure you show up regardless. The person you want to become is built one disciplined choice at a time. Chapter 7. The power of focus. Doing less, achieving more. We live in an age of endless distraction. Phones buzz, notifications demand attention, and opportunities appear everywhere. While technology has made life more convenient, it has also made it harder to focus. Yet focus is the master skill of high achievers. It is the ability to direct your energy toward one meaningful task and ignore everything else, at least for a while. In this chapter, we'll uncover why focus is a superpower, how distraction destroys progress, and what practical steps you can take to sharpen your focus so you can achieve more by doing less. Why focus is a superpower. Focus is not just about paying attention, it's about choosing what not to pay attention to. Think about the sun. Its light spreads everywhere, warm but not destructive. But when that same light is concentrated through a magnifying glass, it can start a fire. That's what focus does. It transforms scattered effort into powerful results. Every great achievement in history, from groundbreaking inventions to best-selling books, was possible because someone gave undivided focus to one thing for an extended period of time. The high cost of distraction. Distraction seems harmless, but it silently robs your potential. Shallow work. Constant interruptions prevent you from entering deep, creative flow where your best work happens. Stress and anxiety. Juggling too many tasks makes you feel busy but unproductive, which leads to frustration. Mediocrity. When your attention is divided, your results are average at best. Here's the truth. Your life is the sum of what you repeatedly focus on. If you're not intentional, distractions will shape your destiny. How to train your focus. Define your one thing. Ask yourself, what is the one thing that if I focus on it today, will make everything else easier or unnecessary? This question forces you to prioritize what truly matters instead of being busy with what doesn't. Time blocking. Schedule dedicated blocks of time for deep work. During these blocks, turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs, and give your full attention to one task. Even 90 minutes of deep, undistracted work can outperform a whole day of multitasking. The 80-20 principle. Not everything matters equally. Identify the 20% of activities that bring 80% of your results and give them priority. Cut or delegate the rest. Practice mindfulness. Focus is like a muscle. Mindfulness strengthens it. Simple practices like deep breathing, meditation, or focusing on your steps while walking train your mind to stay present instead of wandering. Use environmental design. Your environment shapes your focus. Create a workspace that minimizes distraction. Use apps that block social media during work hours. Keep your desk clean to reduce mental clutter. The myth of multitasking. Many people believe they are productive because they multitask. In reality, multitasking divides attention and lowers efficiency. Studies show that switching between tasks reduces productivity by up to 40%. High performers don't multitask. They monotask, giving full energy to one task at a time. That's how they finish faster, produce higher quality results, and avoid burnout. Protecting your focus from modern traps. Digital noise. Turn off non-essential notification. Mental clutter. Write things down instead of carrying them in your head. A to-do list clears mental space for focus. Exercises to strengthen focus. Pomodoro technique. Work in 25-minute intervals, followed by 5-minute break. This trains your brain to sustain concentration and prevents fatigue. Daily focus ritual. Each morning, write down your top 3 priorities. Focus on completing them before anything else. Attention fast. Once a week, spend a few hours without your phone, social media or email. This resets your attention span and proves that focus is a choice. Focus in key life areas. Career. Mastering one skill deeply makes you more valuable than being average at many. Relationships. Being fully present with someone for 30 minutes is more meaningful than being half distracted for hours. Personal growth. Reading one book with deep reflection is better than skimming 5 without action. Final thought for Chapter 7. Focus is not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. The world is noisy, but the winners are those who train their minds to stay steady amid the chaos. Remember, where your focus goes, your energy flows. Where your energy flows, your results grow. Chapter 8. Mastering emotional intelligence. Leading yourself and others. Success is not just about intelligence, skills, or hard work. Many people with high IQs struggle in life, while others with average intelligence excel. Because what often makes the difference is emotional intelligence, EQ, the ability to understand and manage your own emotions, while also navigating and influencing the emotions of others. In this chapter, we will explore the power of emotional intelligence, how it shapes leadership, relationships, and personal growth, and most importantly, the steps you can take to strengthen it. What emotional intelligence really means. At its core, emotional intelligence is made up of 5 key pillars. Motivation. Staying driven by internal goals instead of being swayed by external approval. Empathy. Understanding the feelings of others without judgment. Social skills. Communicating effectively, resolving conflict, and building meaningful connection. Unlike IQ, which is largely fixed, EQ can be developed and strengthened over time. This means no matter where you start, you can grow into someone who not only manages your emotions, but also inspires others through emotional presence. Why emotional intelligence matters. In leadership, people don't just follow intelligence or titles, they follow trust, empathy, and emotional presence. A leader who understands people's emotions can inspire loyalty and collaboration. In relationships, EQ is the bridge between you and others. It allows you to listen deeply, resolve conflicts peacefully, and build trust that lasts. In personal growth, when you manage your emotions, challenges no longer control you. Stress keeps manageable, failure becomes a lesson, and anger becomes energy you can redirect toward progress. The cost of low emotional intelligence. Without emotional intelligence, even the most talented people sabotage themselves. They react impulsively in moments that demand calm. They interpret others, causing unnecessary conflict. They burn out because they can't regulate stress. In short, talent without EQ leads to frustration, while average ability with high EQ leads to influence and success. How to develop emotional intelligence. 1. Build self-awareness. Journaling. Write down your emotions at the end of each day. What triggered them? How did you respond? They pause and name. When you feel overwhelmed, pause and name the emotion. I feel anxious. I feel frustrated. Naming an emotion weakens its grip. Feedback loop. Ask trusted friends or colleagues how you come across. Others often see blind spots you miss. 2. Strengthen self-regulation. Practice the pause before reacting. Breathe deeply and count to 5. This creates space between impulse and action. Reframe situations. Instead of thinking, "This is a disaster," try, "This is a challenge I can learn from." Set emotional boundaries. Don't let others' negativity dictate your mood. You choose how much influence to allow. 3. Cultivate motivation. Set personal goals that inspire you beyond money or recognition. Practice empathy, active listening. Instead of preparing your response while someone is speaking, listen with the goal of truly understanding. Perspective shift. Ask yourself, how might this person be feeling right now? Respond, don't react. Empathy doesn't mean agreeing with everything, but it means respecting emotions before offering solutions. 5. Strengthen social skills. Conflict resolution. Focus on the problem, not the person. Connection habits. Small actions, remembering names, showing gratitude or checking in, build long-term trust. Exercises to boost EQ daily. The emotional check-in, 3 times a day. Pause and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling this way? How can I respond better? Gratitude practice. Write down 3 things you're grateful for daily. Gratitude shifts emotions from scarcity to abundance, making you calmer and more positive. Empathy exercise. During conversations, repeat back what the other person said in your own words. This not only proves you're listening, but also ensures you've understood their emotion. Emotional intelligence in action. At work, a manager dealing with a frustrated employee can either snap back or calmly listen, empathize, and find a solution. The difference: one response fuels conflict, the other builds loyalty. At home, a partner who practices EQ doesn't dismiss feelings with "you're overreacting," but instead says, "I see you're upset. Let's talk about it." That single shift changes the tone of the relationship. In stressful times, high EQ individuals don't suppress their emotions. They acknowledge them, manage them, and choose their responses consciously. Final thought for Chapter 8. Emotional intelligence is the language of human connection. It transforms how you lead, love, and live. By mastering EQ, you don't just control your inner world, you influence the outer world in ways that open doors, build bridges, and create lasting impact. Remember, people may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Chapter 9. The power of habits. Small changes, big results. Your life today is a reflection of your habits. Every decision you make, every routine you follow, every automatic behavior you've built over time is shaping your reality. If you want to change your future, you don't need a massive overhaul. You need to master the small, repeated actions that create long-term transformation. This chapter dives into the science and psychology of habits, how they can either sabotage or strengthen your growth, and how to build the right habits that move you closer to your best self every day. Why habits matter more than motivation. Motivation is powerful, but it's also temporary. It spikes when you're inspired, then fades when challenges arise. Habits, however, don't depend on willpower. They run on autopilot. Motivation says, "I'll exercise when I feel like it." Habit says, "I exercise every morning at 7 a.m., whether I feel like it or not." It's not what you do once in a while that shapes your life. It's what you do consistently. A single unhealthy meal doesn't make you unhealthy, but a pattern of poor eating does. A single book doesn't make you wise, but daily reading transforms your mind. The formula is simple. Your habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. The science of oat formation. Habits form through a loop of cue: routine, reward. Routine, the action you take, good or bad. Reward, the feeling or outcome that reinforces the behavior. Example: to change habits, you don't just remove them, you reprogram the loop by keeping the cue and reward but replacing the routine. Good habits versus bad habits. Bad habits hold you back. Procrastination, negative self-talk, overconsumption, social media, junk food, gossip. Both good and bad habits compound over time. The key is to deliberately choose the ones that align with your future. Steps to build strong habits. Start small. Don't commit to 50 pages a day if you've barely read in years. Start with 5 pages. Don't promise an hour of exercise daily. Start with 10 minutes. Consistency beats intensity. 2. Anchor habits to existing routines. Morning coffee. Write your goals. After work, change into workout clothes. Attaching new habits to old ones makes them easier to remember. 3. Make habits easy and accessible. Want to eat healthy? Keep fruit visible and junk food out of sight. Want to exercise? Set out your workout clothes the night before. Want to write daily? Keep a notebook or open document ready. reduce friction, and habits will naturally stick. 4. Reward yourself. Your brain loves reward. Celebrate progress with something meaningful, even if it's as small as saying, "Good job, I showed up today." 5. Track progress. Use a habit tracker or calendar to mark daily wins. Visual progress builds momentum and motivates consistency. How to break bad habits. Identify the cue. What triggers the habit? Stress, boredom, certain people. Replace the routine. Swap the negative habit for a healthier one. Stress, instead of smoking, go for a walk. Increase friction. Make the bad habit harder to do. Delete social media apps. Avoid junk food aisles. Block toxic influences. Redefine the reward. Ask yourself, what am I really getting from this habit? If it's comfort, find a healthier way to comfort yourself. Keystone habits. The game changers. Not all habits are equal. Some habits create ripple effects that transform multiple areas of your life. These are called keystone habits. Examples: exercise improves health, energy, mood and confidence. Daily reading sharpens focus, expands knowledge and inspires new ideas. Journaling boosts clarity, self-awareness and emotional balance. Waking up early creates space for productivity and discipline. Focus on keystone habits first. They give you the biggest return on effort. Examples of habit stacking for success: morning routine, wake up, drink water, gratitude journal, exercise. Work routine, start computer, review to-do list, tackle most important task first. Evening routine, turn off screens, read, prepare for tomorrow, sleep on time. Stacking habits creates a chain reaction, where one positive action naturally leads into another. The 1% rule. If you get 1% better every day, you'll be 37 times better in a year. That's the power of small improvements. Don't underestimate small actions done consistently. They're life-changing. Common obstacles and how to overcome them. Lack of time. Replace "I don't have time" with "it's not a priority." Start with micro habits that take less than 5 minutes. Lack of motivation. Remember, action creates motivation, not the other way around. Start moving, and motivation will follow. Falling off track. Missing 1 day is a slip. Missing 2 days is the beginning of a new habit. Always bounce back quickly. Final thought for Chapter 9. Your future isn't shaped by what you do occasionally. It's shaped by what you do daily. Success is found in the ordinary, repeated actions that over time create extraordinary results. Remember, your habits are the silent architects of your destiny. Choose them wisely, master them consistently, and they will build the life you dream of. Chapter 10. Becoming your best self. The lifelong journey of growth. We've walked through principles of self-improvement: mindset, focus, discipline, resilience, habits, and consistency. But true transformation doesn't come from reading or knowing. It comes from applying these principles daily. This final chapter is about seeing growth, not as a destination, but as a lifelong journey. Growth is a continuous process. Improvement isn't something you achieve once and then stop. It's a rhythm, a cycle of learning, applying, failing, adjusting, and trying again. Each stage of life presents new challenges, and each challenge offers you an opportunity to rise higher. Think of growth as climbing a mountain. You don't reach one peak and say, "I'm." Instead, you see a higher summit ahead. Each step strengthens your legs, builds your endurance, and prepares you for the next climb. The 3 commitments to lifelong growth. Knowledge is fuel for growth, but wisdom comes from applying what you learn. Commit to consistency. A little progress every day compounds towards remarkable results. Show up even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Commit to service. Commit to service. True fulfillment comes not just from improving yourself, but from using your growth to uplift others. Share your lessons, encourage those behind you, and inspire those walking beside you. What your future self needs from you today. Imagine yourself 1 year, 5 years, or even 10 years from now. That version of you is being built today through your habits, your thoughts, your actions, and your choices. If you practice discipline, your future self will thank you for freedom. If you guard your mind, your future self will enjoy peace. If you develop resilience, your future self will stand strong in storm. If you choose growth daily, your future self will live the life you dream of now. Everything you do today is either a deposit or a withdrawal in the account of your future. Choose wisely, turning knowledge into action. At this point, you may feel inspired, motivated, and equipped with tools to grow. But remember, nothing changes without action. Inspiration is the spark, but action is the fire. Don't just plan, start. Don't just dream, do. Don't wait for the perfect time, create it. The smallest step forward today is more powerful than the biggest intention left undone. A final word of encouragement. Improving yourself every day is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about waking up with the intention to be just a little better than yesterday. Some days will feel like leaps. Others will feel like baby steps. Both matter. When you stumble, rise again. When you're tired, rest. But don't quit. When you doubt yourself, remember how far you've come. You are capable of more than you think, and every day gives you another chance to prove it. Conclusion. The journey continues. This book has given you the principles, but the real journey begins with you. Take what resonates, practice it, and allow yourself to evolve. Your best self is not a fixed point. It's a moving target you keep chasing, and with each pursuit, you grow stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled. As you continue on your path of growth, remember this truth. Your life doesn't change by chance. It changes by choice. And every choice you make, every habit you build, every step you take, creates the future you desire. A personal invitation. If this journey inspired you, I encourage you to stay connected. Share this message with someone who needs it, because growth is more powerful when spread. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this audiobook so more people can start their journey of self-improvement. Together, we can create a world of stronger, wiser, and better individuals. One day, one step, one habit at a time. Your best self is waiting. Start today. Keep going tomorrow. Never stop growing.